Hi, this is Paul Palmer. I just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and think about seasons. We have quite an impact of seasons in the pharmaceutical industry because things change as the year progresses, and the assumptions that you make when you're doing your risk assessment need to consider what changes, what impact on your product, on your service, on your production facility, on the manufacturing. Maybe you have something that's influenced by atmospheric pressure. What happens to your packaging if you seal it at low pressure and then it goes to another area that's high pressure? Maybe you're like a place that I audited in the mountains over in the US, one of the southern states. Texas, I believe it was. They were in an area that was really low pressure, and the problem that they had was, if it was it low pressure, yeah, low pressure. The problem they had was getting the formation of the blisters right, but they managed it. But think about it: if you're in an area of high pressure, if you're close to the sea, you're high pressure, and maybe you're sealing it in when there's the atmosphere is high pressure. I can feel the pressure. For some reason, I get headaches when I think it's low pressure, low atmospheric pressure. But imagine inside the seal, inside the blister pockets, you have low pressure. Now, probably that's not enough to blow the pockets when outside is low pressure. But one of the products I used to was involved in manufacturing 15, 20 years ago, was paper-based. And the product inside, sterile. And when the product was sterilized, we used to have to get the pressure right. Because if the pressure on the inside was too high, when the outside pressure was lower, it used to blow the pack up. And if it blew up too much, then it would break the seal. So you need to think about more than just temperature. You need to think about what happens when the seasons change, where you're manufacturing and where your supply is going to. Another thing to consider that people often don't think about is humidity. Now, if you're doing soft gel capsules, humidity is critical to ensure that the product is not detrimentally impacted. So what can happen? Well, they can stick together. They can soften, they can malform. Maybe that means that the content, the active, actually leaks out if it's still liquid fill inside. What if your temperature is varying in your external temperature? Okay, maybe you've mapped your warehouse at different temperatures when it's outside, but then the warehouse itself varies in temperature. Now, have you looked at your fridge to see how that internal variation in temperature impacts the mapping of your fridge? Now, all this is about seasons. So seasons greetings to everybody. Merry Christmas, and I wish you a Happy New Year. But also keep thinking about the seasons for your product. Make sure you do your risk assessment. Your annual risk assessments, or should I say, your risk assessments that cover annual variation. What's happening to your production facility throughout the year? And how's it affected by the seasons? Is there some mitigation or control that you need to put in place to make sure that the product that reaches the end user is satisfactory? I know Pfizer have already had problems with their low temperatures, the -70, because they've gone too low. Why was that? Maybe the manufacturing facility external temperatures or internal temperatures varied compared with where during the development period over the summer. It's interesting to consider what can change. So think about the season, but think about all the seasons. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Paul. Paul Palmer. Talk to you soon.